Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill. They come to you. You hear it in their spots. You see it in their spots. They've said it for years. It's true. Whether you want to have your consultation with them in their office, you can do that. If you want to meet with them in your home, they'll come to you and meet you. If you want to meet somewhere else, a restaurant, a park bench, wherever, the law offices of Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill will come to you. And once they do, if you bring these guys in, you're going to have a team of attorneys working on your behalf. Ogle, Elrod, Burrill. All right. Later today on our overtime segment online, we're going to talk about how the Bruce Pearl petition made it back into the national news this week, what Cuonzo Martin said about UT, and how an Alabama fan has made that petition look like peanuts. So join us on SportsSource.tv later, and we'll explain all of that in our overtime segment on SportsSource.tv. You can follow us on Twitter right there. It's on your screen. Follow us on Twitter, and we'll tell you when that's posted. This week, Executive Director of the new College Football Playoff, Bill Hancock, tried to explain to the SEC media how teams would be selected, how the bowl rotation would work, and how the committee would assign teams to the top 6 bowls. It went pretty badly. Twitter lit up with people saying this is more confusing than the BCS. ESPN analysts coming out afterwards said this is going to be a nightmare. Bill Hancock got lost a couple of times. Now, I don't know what the committee would do here. The bowls, this time they'd be tied to no, wait, that's the last year. You could follow it, but you needed a piece of paper and a pencil to follow it, and a lot of people couldn't follow it at all. Do you think that this system is going to catch as much heat as the BCS, less or more?
I don't know about more, but every bit as much, I think. Yeah. Because you're going to have arguments all over the place. What if in one situation that he explained, it took him a while to get there, but if Alabama and Florida played regular season, then played for the SEC championship, then they are the 2 and 3 seeds in the playoff. You could have a third match between those teams, and he said there's not going to be any strings attached. If that's the way it falls, so you could have a third game between 2 teams. And then you've got to determine, is the 4th team from the SEC, which might be the second best team in the league, better than the number 5 team that won the Pac-12? You're going to have a lot of wailing about that. So I think it's going to be every bit as controversial, if not more.
And then you have to wonder if the selection committee would look at that and say, we're not going to create a third game. He presented a lot of that as though it was still a computer kicking this stuff out. No, that's gone. Now it's a committee who may, before those teams ever fall second and third, they may say, well, we don't want to put them in the playoff to place 3 times. So, they're the 3rd best team, but we're dropping them to 5th.
He said 4 best teams, period, no strings attached.
And that's great, but there's 13 people. But there's 13 people deciding what that is. Mike is the point. It's not.
Yeah, that's right.
Top 4 could be anybody.
So they may come out and vote this way to eliminate the possibility of that rematch.
Yes.
To say, well, this is my ranking, in the back of the mind thinking, because I don't want this to happen.
Exactly. I mean, you could possibly have a team that's ranked number 4 going into the last weekend. It wins its game and then gets jumped by somebody else. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to explain why. Yeah, I mean, I just think you're going to have as much complaining as you did before. But we get 10 seconds.
The complaining about the BCS, it seemed to get it right just about every year. Are they going to be able to get it right with this?
Yeah. See you next week here on the Sports Source. And, of course, be sure to join us as we talk about the petition, Cuonzo Martin, and an Alabama fan who's nuts on Overtime on our website, SportsSource.tv. See you next week. Thanks.
The views expressed in this forum do not necessarily reflect those of WATE 6 or of 6 Sports. This has been a paid program.